Welcome back, you beautiful souls. Yes, we have been swept away by Shadow Force, a movie in cinemas right now. Omar Sy, the incredible Kerry Washington, donning the action roles here as a family needs to protect its own. So, being the broader family, the Expresso family, we thought we'd get our self-defense down, and we are joined by the incredible Southpaw Boxing Studios owner and pro boxing coach, Tyron Lloyd, as well as the Western Cape Junior lightweight champion, Sikalea Katasi. Congratulations. Can we give him a round of applause? Well done, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well done. Now I'm terrified.
Don't get too close,
I know. I'm absolutely terrified.
Might take you out, bro.
No, I'm standing on the right side. Yeah, I think. Tyron, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You play in a beautiful space where you get to work with pros. You get to see that. I always use the tip of the spear analogy. The guys forging a new path, going for big belts, continental belts, which is amazing. But you also get to open that window to the likes of us, the weekend warriors.
Exactly.
Who want to open up. So what is your mindset when it comes to training self-defense? Where do we jump off?
I think the most important thing is to have a sense of self-awareness. That's the most important thing. It comes down to having a self-confidence and then also using your mind before you get into any situation. So the one thing that we try and get to our boxers as well as just our average athletes is having situational awareness. Yeah. When you go into a situation, you have to be able to watch and see who's around you. Just like Sikalele, when he goes into the ring, he has to see what stance his opponent is in, what's the atmosphere like. You have to take in your surroundings before you actually go in for the fight, which is very important.
And being able to harness that, I would imagine, that's the difference between winning or losing, being able to own that moment. Exactly. I love that.
But then also it comes down to you have to be able to dodge punches. So that's what we're going to show you today. So
great.
Very important that you master these skills, and I think it takes a long time. It doesn't mean you have to do it for years and years. If you pick it up for a month or two, you never know.
And the joy is, this is the kind of stuff where, as long as you've got a mentor and someone departing the information, you can go stand in front of your mirror and work on your form until you look perfect. So yeah, 100%. That's what the greats do. I love that. Okay, so let's
get empowered.
Let's do it, man.
So let's get some of you guys in some boxing gloves. We're going to put some boxing gloves on you guys just to keep you safe.
Carissa, you have to put some. No, you have to put boxing. Are your nails?
My nail. We'll try.
I say that yesterday because we lost one yesterday, and it was a thing. It was like I cried a little bit because the nails looked so beautiful, and I feel like we were a part of that.
I feel like you get enough experience, but I should grab the gloves. You've had enough boxing in his life. I've still got a lot to learn.
I love the fact that we often confuse violence for the learning of a martial art or a boxing, and I definitely consider boxing a martial art now after being exposed to it through some of the greatest boxing. We are so blessed in this country to have some of the best trainers in the world here. But there is something magical about experiencing this and getting over that hill. Where you know, okay, I can take a knock and I'm not dead, I'm not lying on the ground, I can get back up or I can hit back. That being said, go crazy.
Everyone deserves that confidence.
So I think the main thing, guys, is obviously defense is the most important thing. We don't want to get hit. When it comes to a boxing fight, your brain is super important, and we've got to make sure that that's one of our main focuses. We do get fighters that go in there and they go hard looking for a big fight, but ideally, I try to make sure my guys have a brain at the end of their career.
Sikalele, what kind of a boxer are you?
Me, I'm a freshwater boxer. I'm a southpaw boxer. The ones go forward, try to go attack, go for a kill. That's why my record is like that, 6-4 knockouts.
One goal line.
Explain that, because I think Mzansi might not always be aware of what it means when you're talking about southpaw versus that position. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, left-handed and right-handed. So once you're left-handed, that means you're a southpaw. Right-handed, that means you're orthodox.
So you've got your right foot in front.
And
this your power is.
That's your bomb.
Some people have their power hand in the front, so it's a little bit of a trick. Some people have their power hand in the front. Some people have their weaker hand in the back. It all depends on what feels most comfortable.
I know Nick Durant used to train like that. Your jab must knock a knockout.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay. And then when you feel Cassius Beloy just jabbing you, you're like, all right, okay, I understand.
So I think the one thing, like Sikalele said, having that attack mindset is very good, but also incorporating defense.
Yes.
So what Sikalele is going to do now, and this is quite a nice thing that you can do, is at home, you can get a set of pool noodles. It's a nice way to attack your husband or wife, but
or your kid.
But it's in a safe way where you can actually practice. So Sikalele is going to go in front of you guys now. You guys are going to stand over here. He's going to practice 4 types of defense. The first one is going to be distance control. So what I want you guys to do is get into your stance, choose a foot to put in front. Okay. Southpaw.
Hey, we got a southpaw here.
It's fine. For
No,
now,
this one's got to be the strongest.
Well, it's up to you.
Doesn't
It's up
matter,
to you.
whatever
I think
feels
my
good.
right hand's
That's
stronger.
fine. So you're going to stand in orthodox. So you're both in orthodox. So Sikilele is going to be in front of you now. He's going to make sure that you guys be able to get out the way. So the first form of defense is distance control. You need to be able to get out the way of his noodle.
So I don't want that touching
You
me.
don't want that touching
Like,
you.
that's the weapon, right?
But you've got to be able to control distance with your jab hand. So your hand that's in front is not just a punch, it's also a way to control distance.
Oh, like almost like
Exactly.
keeping that thing away from
Very
you.
overwhelming.
So
Okay.
Sikilele is about to come towards you. You better
Smash
make
it
sure
like
that
you
you
do
can
everything else.
step back and get out the way.
Ready, bro? You
No,
ready?
I didn't
Use
hear
that left hand. It's almost like guard it away.
So when
like-
I'm coming to you, moving backwards,
Ready?
that's moving
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go. Keep
Good.
the distance.
Do I punch you yet?
Good.
Let's control this shape. Yeah.
There we go. Use that hand. You've got a whole big glove
Nice.
to block.
Good
I
job.
love it.
Lovely. Distance control.
He's
Pushing me in the corner.
Number 2, your opponent gets a little bit closer towards you and he's going to throw straight punches. So you've got to be able to slip and move out the way. So Sikilele is going to throw the noodle towards you and you're going to have to
Comes
get
this way,
out. Good.
comes this way.
Lovely. Good.
Let's
Let's
go.
I was not ready for this.
No, you've got to have a very intimidating look on your
Nice.
face.
Oh,
when
sorry,
you go-
no smiling, no smiling.
You do have to keep your eyes open though. It's very important. You've got to watch the punches come
Right.
towards you.
Okay, again.
Nice. Good. Lovely. Lovely. Good job.
You mentioned that, but how big of a tip is that actually to keep your eyes open? Because how often do we just and then you lose presence of the situation?
It's the same thing as that there's only 2 things that can hit you. It's these 2 things in front of you. So if you keep your eyes on them, it's very important to make sure that you can control. If you close your eyes, that's when you're going to get hit.
You're like just vulnerable to any.
You know, Chris, you're going to soon be underneath the washing line doing this now. When you're hanging up your laundry.
So yes, that's very good. So the next form of defense, Sikilele gets closer towards you and there's no longer straight punches, they're hooks. So you've got to be able to duck down and get underneath
a hook.
Underneath a hook.
Jeepers, you ready
Show
for
me,
that?
show
Okay.
me.
So let's
Let
see.
me try first. So I've got to
see.
duck.
Out.
Good, lovely.
Nice.
Yo, bro, you got to have leg strength
I
in this
like the
game, man.
sound effects as well. Wow, that adds a whole level of drama.
Sound effects makes it serious. Okay.
More importantly, even though when you're ducking, you're still protecting your head. So your
Oh,
hands are
okay,
still
so keep
always
it up,
be-
keep it
hands
up,
are still
right?
always up,
Out.
down, and down.
Nice.
Sound
Good
effects.
job.
Drop
Let's
the
keep
stars.
your hands up.
All right.
Lovely.
Nice.
Nice.
Don't forget the leg work.
Lovely. Lovely. Good job.
Nice.
Lovely.
Nice. I like
And you
that.
can be unorthodox in the way you're orthodox.
perfect.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Remember, I think with a lot of these things, it's also, and you must find that it's about getting the most out of the athlete, not getting the athlete to conform to the other thing.
My thing is when we're training people, the most important thing is that you enjoy yourself and have fun. You're not going to learn unless you're not enjoying yourself. And boxing is a fun way where you can learn a new skill, and at the same time, that's how information gets stored. If you do something that's boring, you're really not going to retain the information.
Right.
And how many calories do you burn doing this kind of training? Maybe stepping into a ring and sparring as opposed to another kind of training mode.
I think the one big thing about it is that you start using your mind. If you go for if you're going for these long runs and long cycles, generally you just sort of in your own head.
meditative, yeah.
But there's a lot of thinking that has to happen. And when you start adding in thinking with exercise, you start burning more calories. And it's also just, you're learning a skill at the same time, which is very important.
So
I
what's
love it.
burn calories?
Oh, completely. Just thinking about it. When are you fighting next? When are you going for the Continental belt?
For next month, June 28th, and maximum promotion combined with the David Fassi, and the 28th, they go All Africa IPO title.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Come on. son.
To a champion right here, man. It's
Oh, absolutely love that. Well, we do feel like we could be the lead cast of Shadow Force right now.
I'm confident
maybe
now.
I'd be the main villain. What you guys are doing clearly in Southpaw is working, so keep
Awesome.
it up, man.
Thank you so
on
much.
behalf of all fight fans out
Awesome.
there. And I think the bottom line here is you need to get over that hill yourself. Just get into that space. Do a little bit of training. Yes, the endorphins will flow. Yes, you'll feel a little bit silly, but you'll have a moment that will make you understand that you can defend yourself when the chips are down, and that is vital.
vital.
Only you can make